And I'm very grateful that you took the time to tune in to today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Listen, we have a great show lined up for you. I'm your host, Kim Jacobs, better known as the Balance Doctor. And all of our guests that come on, they're either people that have overcome some tremendous odds in their own lives as they balance this thing called life, or they're experts and they're here to share tips and strategies that will help you better balance and manage your life. Grab your virtual seats and let's get ready for some real, relevant, and relatable content on today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. I am super honored and humbled to have with me today Desireen Gerald. How are you, Des?
I'm doing well.
This has been a long time coming, right?
It has. It has. I started this journey last July, and I know you've been like, come on the show. And, you know, I've been trying to get some things together, and I said, okay, you know what? I don't have everything together that I want up and running as far as my videos of my journey when I first started. But I said, let me go ahead and get on in there. Let's start the train.
You know what? It kind of speaks to the fact that really is everything always going to be perfectly lined up before you just do what God is requiring you to do.
That's right.
You know, so I'm so glad that you have taken the time to be here today. And just in total transparency, everyone, she is actually the mother of two of my nieces as well. And I'm so honored. Well, I shouldn't say that just two nieces, because I actually have three nieces over there and a nephew-ish kind of person over there that I am linked to with Des as well. So it's a really true close connection that we have going on.
That's right. Yeah.
So I'm really grateful for that too. All right. So Des, wow. You know what? As people are grabbing their virtual seats today, and once you come in the studio, go ahead and let us know where you're visiting in from, and then share the broadcast. Let everybody be a part of today's discussion. We're talking with Des Gerald. She is a mother of three, grandma to two. Okay. That alone is unheard of. What do you call yourself when you know,
Mimi?
What is it?
Mimi.
That's what I thought I heard people call it. I'm like, what a Mimi? What is a Mimi?
Yeah. Well, my middle name is Michelle, and I don't get to use Michelle that much. And so I said, well, if people knew my name was Michelle, they'd probably call me Mimi. So, and then it's a double meaning. It's a double meaning because they're me, you know, they're part of me, Mimi.
Yeah. That's beautiful. Okay, so Grandma Mimi, so Mimi and Mom is what this woman holds the title of, daughter and sister and all aunts and you name it. She has so many different hats that she wears. She also is a real estate broker, and she started that in 2003, certified property stage manager and stager since 2007. And we're going to be talking today about the topic of how she started a breast cancer healing journey. That word healing is critical and to everything that we talk about regarding Des, and when that journey began and how she's been handling that journey ever since. So I am super glad to have you here, Des. I know you also have a YouTube channel that you created as well, and we're going to talk about that in more detail. But what can people expect to hear from you today for the most part in a nutshell?
I would say just how I was on my journey, like how I handled my journey. I should just say how I handled my journey, things that I learned on my journey, and things that I know I will continue to learn. We're ever evolving, we're always growing, and it's going to be a consistency of just healing for me for the rest of my life. So.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Well, what an inspiration for you to be here alive to talk to us and tell us about your journey. And I'm very humbled and honored by it. Let's see who's in the virtual studio audience right now. I see you, Vanita. Vanita is here. Glad to have you. And good morning to you as well, beautiful lady. And Athena Robertson, our sunshine expert. You know we have to put these glasses on.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm like, I can't see.
Both of us have our glare glasses. Okay.
Yeah.
Good morning, sunshines. How are you, sunshine expert? She said, welcome, Mimi.
Thank you.
And thank you for sharing your story with us today. In advance, she's already saying that.
Oh, you are very welcome.
Lord, for the healing of our sister. Yes, yes. Cynthia Lennox is here as well, and she's tuning in from LinkedIn. And she said, good morning from Dallas. Looking forward to the show.
Hi.
And I see Maria from Cornelius, North Carolina. Glad to have you. All right, y'all. Y'all are already in the virtual studio audience and chiming in, and this is going to be an interactive discussion. We're going to hear some of Dez's story and then hear from you all too in the studio audience if you have any questions. So let's take our first commercial break from our episode sponsor, Hunter Everidge Law Firm. We'll be right back, Des.
I'm attorney Charles Everidge. I started out representing insurance companies until my father was seriously injured at work. 4 of his fingers were amputated. Our family went through a lot, so I know what you're going through as an injured worker. If you've been hurt on the job, call me now. I'll fight to get the workers' comp benefits you may deserve. I'll fight for you like family. Put my experience to work for you. Call 704-457-5000, the first call for injured workers.
That's my attorney, so I'm gonna tell y'all right now, he's good.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know that. That's good.
Yeah.
So, attorney Charles Everidge with Hunter Everidge Law Firm. Make sure you all give them a call if you're in the Carolinas area, if you're in the Richmond, Virginia area, or if you are in the Alabama area. Make sure you reach out to them. Let them know the Kim Jacobs Show sent you their way. And I'm glad to hear that you have a personal testimony as well regarding.
Yeah.
Thank you for being our episode sponsor, Hunter Everidge Law Firm. All right, Des, before you go into your whole breast cancer journey, I would love for you to just take us back and just tell us a little bit and maybe a nutshell about who you are, what you were doing before things kind of took a turn with your life.
Okay. Well, like you said in the beginning, real estate broker, I have my own firm. I also do staging and I do interior design. And so that was my world. And I do have a passion for just learning about the natural side of life, like since I was a teenager.
I know. I knew that part about
it. Herbal remedy books, I was into reflexology, all of that stuff, throughout my life, off and on, here and there. But that's who I am as a nutshell, and just like you said, have my family, my kids. And so that's what I was doing before all of this hit me.
So when did this when did you find out and how did you find out that you had breast cancer? What was happening? Was it a routine? Talk to us. Tell us.
So I found out, and I will never forget this date. There's just certain dates you won't forget. It was July 21st, 2022, when I was diagnosed. I felt the lump. I felt the lump, and for a while, I had a breast surgery the year before. All this stuff came up. I think it was January 2021.
Okay.
So I felt the lump, but I thought I was healing from the surgery that I had. So I didn't go in right away.
Oh my gosh. So you were doing the self-exams.
I feel my breast every day.
Right, and me too. You don't need. I'm talking about put lotion. I be doing all. So I be like, I feel, and to me, it's not anything to be ashamed of. So it's like I can't believe Kim's pressing her.
We have to.
Girl,
that's how we learn that's how we learn about ourselves, our bodies. We have to. So
you were feeling your breast every day. And not necessarily with your arm up doing all the drama, but just checking around.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is not normal. But I had the surgery, so I was just like, okay, that must be part of it healing, right?
Okay.
And so I didn't go in right away because I just thought it was from the surgery that I
had. So you felt the lump. You knew it was a lump, but you thought this is just some extra tissue or whatever.
Yeah, scar tissue. Yeah.
Think nothing of it, carry on.
Right.
Yeah,
until
you
I was
go,
just like, wait a minute, this ain't going away. Let me go get this checked out.
but the surgery that you had nothing to do with anything to do with breast cancer. It was just something that you
No,
had done on your breast.
right. I had a reduction, breast reduction.
Oh, so you thought it was just the aftermath of a breast reduction. Okay. So when you realized that the lump was not going away, well, maybe even thank God, I don't know, maybe thankful for the breast reduction because you could possibly feel it even better. I'm assuming.
Maybe,
I don't know.
maybe. I don't
Anyway,
know.
you find out that the lump is still there. You go in, you notify your physician. Tell us what goes from there.
So, and everybody was like, yeah, in the beginning, yeah, it probably is scar tissue. It's probably nothing to worry about. But my doctor's like, just to be on the safe side, just let's get it looked at.
Okay.
So I went, had it looked at, had to actually go an hour away. I had it looked at in Kernersville because there was like no appointments in Charlotte. So I drove to Kernersville, had my mammogram, and they were like, yeah, we do see something. We're going to have you go back in for further testing. It's a little suspicious. So I went back in for further testing. The doctor was like, and this is probably June of last year.
Okay.
And they were like, yeah, we're seeing something highly suspicious. We want you to get a biopsy. Now, mind you, I've gotten breast biopsies before. I've always found the lumps in my breast. And before they were all benign. I've had two two biopsies where they removed the lump. Before it was benign. But I went and got the biopsy, and it turns out that it was cancer.
Okay. Well, so now, I knew I
And
should.
then I got the results on the 21st of July.
So, okay. So when you get the answer, because again, you're not shaken by this. You've already dealt with things pertaining to your breast. So you're like, this is going to pass, and it is what it is. Take the biopsy, analyze it, and most likely it'll be like what it's been before, which was benign. So on July 21st, you said 2022, they come back and they say what?
I was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer, invasive ductal. I don't remember the whole medical term words, but pretty much stage 3. And stage 3 is when the cancer has left your cell and it's starting to travel
to other parts of the body,
other parts of your breast,
other parts of just the isolated breast area.
Correct.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
So at this point, it's not early detection per se, because now it's kind of going beyond just the area that was isolated, is what I'm understanding. Okay.
Right.
So immediately, what do they recommend for you when you get that diagnosis?
They wanted me to do 5 months of chemo and then radiation.
5 months. My mom, when it got my cloth, she was like, I know you need the cloth, baby.
Hey,
that's Dez. You can put your head on there. That's Dez. You got to be seen on when Dez.
Hey,
Dez. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. Wonderful.
I'm doing well.
You doing good?
When she says she need a cloth, I know she's going to be crying.
Yeah, all
so
right.
I decided to bring. You need a cloth, Dez?
No, I don't. But thank you.
All right. Thanks, Mom. I appreciate you. All right. Okay. I be trying to tell my family, like, don't open that door while I'm in the. And I saw a whole body. I'm like, I can see you. We can see you. But it's my mom, right? Helping me. So Des, when you find out that you have the stage 3 cancer, I know you, so I know your spirit. I know how how you look at life. It's not a sad story or humdrum situation. That's just who you are and how you operate in everything that I've seen you do. So when you get this diagnosis, what was your mindset? What were you feeling?
I was just like, say what now? What? I got what? And who? And when? But it was just like just shocked. I was shocked. I was just shocked.
Well, when you shared it with us, obviously,
I
with
was
me.
numb. I was shocked, and you know, uh, told my kids they're the first. You know, the first people that I told was my kids, my grandson, Love, and I wanted to cry, but then Nene and Josh started to cry, so I was just like, what are you guys crying for? It's gonna be okay. You know your mom's a fighter.
Right.
You know, I had to turn that hat on, you know. But I will say, you know, and I told her, you know, then I started telling my mom and my family in Florida, and everybody. I made sure I told my family.
But you called us and told us too.
Yeah. And the next day, when I woke up, I said, okay, God, it's me and you on this journey. And I know you got me. I know you got me. I'm going to get over this. I'm going to get through this. And I'm just asking you to carry me. Just carry me.
So that was your prayer.
That was my prayer. Carry me while I'm on this healing journey. I know I'm going to go ahead and decree and declare that I am healed and that you got me. All right. And I'm just going to rest in your arms now.
Wow.
And just
can somebody type that in the comment section? Type it. Carry me, Lord. Carry me, regardless of what your circumstance or your situation is. What a powerful statement. Carry me, Lord. Please type that in the comment section if you would. Wow. Okay. So you said some profound things just in this understanding or revelation that you were diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer. Your children were like upset about it. And so then that kicked you into having to be strong. What advice do you give mothers, mothers in particular, because these are the ones that, or grandmothers, or at your age, mimis, that may get diagnosed with something like this, but then they have to kick into being still strong, even though they need some people to lean on at this phase of their own lives. What kind of words of encouragement or advice you give?
Be yourself, because some people might not have it in them to kick that in and do that. They might cry, you know, and it's okay to cry. God gave us tear ducts for a reason. But that's just who I am. That's who I am. And I know how my kids are. And so that's what I believed I should have done in that moment.
Wow. Okay. So everybody just be yourself. If you're being diagnosed with something like this, or like any diagnosis that's life altering for you and your family, just Des says, be yourself. And being yourself could be crying. Being yourself could say, I need people that I need to lean on right now. So I need you all to be this for me in this season of my life. And that's in any aspect of life, whatever the circumstance is, because you have to have people that you can depend on and that you can lean on and you can trust.
That's right.
And so you definitely have that. I see all kind of comments coming in. My mom said, to add to the nutshell, Des is a beautiful lady, lovely, adorable, that is kicking cancer in the head is what she's doing.
Thank you.
She's fun and loving and intelligent and a great friend is what Loretta says.
Oh, thank you, Loretta.
Loretta, make sure you tag all of the friends that you know you and Des have together. Hi, Des. Proud of you. Good morning, Kim and Des. Kim, your mama and Des, your Nunu, Mama Nunu.
Mama Nunu.
Absolutely, Ma. You're always so supportive in every aspect of both of our lives. Okay, so, Love is on. She said, hey, Desi Wazzy.
Carry me, Lord.
Carry me, Lord. Yes.
And he has carried me. Okay, I mean, when I tell you that I've woken up with joy and just laughter and excitement throughout this journey, how? I mean, how? But God. It's my belief in God. And people say, oh, God did this, God did. It's your belief. Because some people could say God, but they don't actually believe.
Right.
They don't. But I believe.
And once you go through something like what you've experienced,
Right.
Is it easier to believe, or is it? It's to me. It's like I don't know. I can only
Well,
speak for
I've been
me.
through a lot in my lifetime, so I
Mhm.
think that um, it's just like second nature to me. I mean, I healed myself from severe depression when I was in my mid-20s.
Mm,
I mean, it was bad. It was so bad to the point where I didn't even know my daughter was standing in my face.
wow.
And I healed myself from that.
Wow.
A lot of people don't come back from that.
A lot of people don't. You're right. You're right. Once you have a
And God
mental,
was with me on that journey too. So I think that's where that's like where my belief really kicked in back in my mid-20s. Um
that's
but yeah,
good.
God
That's
told me
good.
yeah.
Yeah, I think we have two totally different journeys, but I am so sold out for my belief system that God got me. He
Mhm.
got me no matter what. It looks like he got me. He
That's right.
has my back, he has my front, he has my surroundings. I am okay. It doesn't matter what it looks like to the public eye at that
Mhm.
particular season of my life.
Right.
It's all good because something good's going to come from it. Something good is going to come from it.
That's right.
I don't know how to word it any better. It's just, it is what it is. But I am 100% of that mindset. Yeah, we're very similar in that regard. Oh, Mother Harper says, "Hey, carry me, Lord," and she's in her 80s,
Hey,
still saying, "Carry her, Lord." Yes,
hey,
yes.
Mother Hopper.
Mother Julia Harper. She was on the Kim Jacobs show recently too. You have to see her episode and her testimony. Vanita says, "I always have lumps in my breast, and the breast center always tells me that it's nothing."
So my breast, I think, what is it called? Fibrocystic breast.
Fibrocystic breast. A lot of people
That's
have.
how my breasts are. So that's why I'm always feeling them. I mean, even though they're lumpy, I know what's the normal lumps and what's not a normal lump. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah.
Mine, I mean, a lot of women have fibrocystic. It's like you could feel little teeny
Yeah, they're like
lumps.
lumpy. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But okay, so Kevin says, wow, interesting story here. Your Aunt Irma preached yesterday the sermon, but God. She talked
But
about but
God.
God. Yes. All right, listen, y'all, we're talking with Des Gerald today, and as you can see, very lighthearted individual that's full of hope, and I think that has really carried her throughout her journey that we're talking about today. Today's topic is Des Gerald discussing her breast cancer journey to healing, and I want you to know how you can stay connected with Des right from the beginning. She has a YouTube channel called Healing Home Nation, and that's where you can.
Actually, it's actually Healing Home, but the link is Healing Home Nation.
Okay. So the show is called Healing Home, and Healing Home Nation is the link for all of the different social media platforms that are out there for you to stay connected with her. We'll continue to keep you abreast of that throughout today's episode as well. Make sure you subscribe to her YouTube channel today.
Now, guys, I don't have any videos. I only have my welcome video on my YouTube channel.
Well, you're going to have this video too. You can put this over there.
I'll put this video up, and I am going to go back to, I have so much footage that I have to compile and edit, but I am going to go back to the beginning of my journey so that people could, see what I have, what I've been through, like an extended version. I have a whole bunch of TikTok videos and stuff like that of just short clips. But I am going to do some extended videos for YouTube for sure. Because I just learned so much. Yeah. And I want to share it for people that might be going through the same thing. And I mean, it's a tough situation to be in.
Yes.
So I just want to help. I just want to share. And if what I've been through, whatever information I put in can help somebody, I'm happy.
I'm happy too that you're going to share all of your journey. I did find one video clip here on TikTok that I'm going to share, and it's from your page here about when you did find out, the day you found out. So let's take a look at this.
Hi. On July 21st, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and it definitely was, it was heavy. It was heavy.
She gonna kick cancer's butt, okay? And that's the mindset that you had right from the beginning, that you're gonna kick cancer's butt. And I believe that that's exactly what you've been doing all along on this journey. So there are some photos when we come back. These are some kind of important.
That's me. That's me. That's the day that I got my porta cap. It's called my porta cap put in. That's me saying that the surgery went well.
Okay.
Oh, that's me. Okay, so I did a holistic journey for 4 months before I did chemo, and that's me in Florida at my holistic dentist. I had just had surgery. I had cavitation, and that's why I wanted to do the whole. I knew that my holistic journey would be this whole cancer journey. I knew I would have some type of holistic practices in it. I wasn't sure if it was going to be all holistic or if it was going to be some less traditional. I just set out and was like, God, just guide me. Just guide me. I'm going to listen to, whatever you tell me to do, where to go, everything. So that's how I ended up in Florida. And that's me getting, I think that I was getting a vitamin C treatment there.
Interesting. Okay, so when we come back, what I would like to hear is what made you decide to even do all of the holistic approaches and to go that direction versus just the straight to the traditional way of how people handle getting this diagnosis at that stage. Okay. Stage 3, we know you usually.
Yes, I mean, it's a late stage, right?
Right. So typically people go
get chemo.
Right. So when we come back after this commercial break, I want to hear what your mindset was and talk to us. And I know I have a few more pictures there that talk about some things that maybe, I don't know if it helped your decision or what. But when we come back, I'm going to pop those up too and learn more about your thought process as to why holistic first for the months, then you went into the other more traditional methods. We'll be right back, everyone, right after this break.
Welcome to Confidence Tones, where we use a proprietary audio development.
Episode sponsor was just there, ConfidenceTones.com. And listen, you definitely want to connect with Dr. Joe D. Bear at drjod.com to learn more about Confidence Tones. You can reach her at 800-820-0584. And she is America's top health coach. So you definitely want to connect with her. All right. So tell us why you went the holistic approach with your breast cancer diagnosis, stage 3.
So I just believe that God built our bodies to repair themselves and to heal themselves. And it just depends on, what we put in our bodies, our environment. And I knew about fasting, cleansing. So I said, you know what, I'm going to try this route first. And because I believe that I'm healed already. My body.
What did your doctor say? What did your doctor say about you? Did you say that to the doctors?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we went back and forth. We went out.
I was gonna say, now I know, and again, doctors have the gift that God gave them too. So I don't like bashing the doctors or anything like saying that this gift is better than this one, all of that. Whatever works for the gift that God gave you to use it on this earth. But I know that a traditional doctor would automatically give some level of pushback to that.
Yeah, it took some getting used to me, like getting to know me. Yeah, because
they're like, she is different. She is a whole different ballgame.
No, it got bad at some points because I just felt like all this pressure. And one thing that I definitely try my best to do, and I hate using the word try, but
I do too. Either you sit down or you stand up. You don't try to sit down. What in the world?
Right. My goal in life is to walk in love and not fear. So I typically base my decisions off of how I'm feeling. Like, is this like a lot of anxiety and fear with this decision that I'm making, or am I moving in love? So to have to make the decision to get chemo when I know it's doing harm, it's helping, but then it's still doing harm at the same time. It was so hard for me. It was extremely, I mean, words can't even express how hard. Like, when I did decide to do chemo, I was literally shaking and trembling that day. So bad that they had to give me they had to give me anti-anxiety medicine to take the chemo.
Wow, that's
And
that's very interesting.
it was deep because I'm like, like I said, I just don't like to make decisions in fear. But okay, what were we saying? Okay, you asked me about the doctors.
So we were at, yeah, I was asking you about what made you go the holistic route, and I know I had a few pictures here, and I was wondering, did any of these pictures have anything to do with your
Oh,
decision?
we could bring that up later. We could
Okay,
bring
okay.
that up later. I just knew that I knew that my body could heal itself, but I do, after just like all the research and stuff that I've done, I kind of also feel like once you're past a certain stage, you may need some type of, medical treatment or whatever.
So you weren't so far, you weren't so afraid that you weren't willing to be open-minded to what the doctors felt you needed at this a stage of your
Right.
breast
I
cancer.
just wanted to start off holistically first, and then we see what happens.
Okay, so you did that for 4 months. I have here. So you actually took that route in the beginning. 4 months later, you decided then to go to chemo.
Yeah. So when I first found out, the first thing I did is fast. I fasted for 3 days
Okay.
because, and I've done fasting throughout the years, so I knew that's what I should do immediately, right? Because when you fast, your body goes into autophagy, and autophagy is when your good cells start to get rid of some of your bad cells, right? So I just fasted and I prayed. Day 4, I spoke to my holistic coach, which is Ken Newbill. His company is called New Bill of Health. And
all right, Mr. New Bill of Health. Glad you have your holistic practice and able to help Desiree and Gerald, and I'm sure many others on their healing journey as well.
He put me on a regimen. He's like, okay, just eat raw fruits and raw vegetables. And I'm like, okay. He's like, no oil, no this, no that. I'm like, and then he said one day, he was like, if you want to have a treat, have a smoothie. I was like, the smoothie is a treat?
You're like, how about my chocolate? Well, I don't know about you, but what about my chocolate chip cookie? Girl, you done. You get out of here. No.
So after the 3 days of my water fast, I went into the raw fruit, raw vegetable thing. And I was doing mono meals. Mono meals are just the same fruit as a meal. So I would just have all oranges or all pineapple or, just all berries. So that's how I started off my mornings. And then I would do a smoothie sometimes for lunch. And then I would just have raw vegetables, like a salad. And he's like, oh, just sprinkle some lime juice or lemon juice over it. So
that was a major adjustment, wasn't it?
I did that for 40 days.
Wow. Okay.
40 days.
Did you feel more like built up in your immune system as a result of it, or weakened?
I felt alive. Actually, I felt like I had so much energy. People be calling and say, "Des, how you doing? Hey, how you doing?"
You were like that. I was like, "Am I missing?" I mean, I was like, tell my mom. I was like, "Okay, let's call it." Well, my mom would say this to me most of the time. Let's call it, check on Des, and we do like a 3-way call. Mm-hmm. And we're like, "Hey, Des, we just want you to know we're thinking about you. We love you. We're praying for you." You're like, "Oh, girl, I'm out here at the." I'm like, "Where are you? Well, we're just gonna come meet you then. We come meet you and eat and different little things," which was fun. But I was like, is this normal? I don't know what normal is. This is normal to me, so I don't know what our normal situations are.
Right. But yeah, I felt great. And so my strategy, so when they did the biopsy, right? Mm-hmm. That gave me an idea of what was going on.
Okay.
And I had a nurse navigator, I had an oncologist, I have a breast surgeon. This is all new to me. So I got them all confused. I didn't know who I should be calling, when I should be calling. But I spoke to the nurse navigator because I wasn't getting any answers really that I was looking for. Because I wanted to know if what I was doing at home was working, or if it wasn't. How do I gauge that? How do I, oh, there's really no test and da 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 da. So the nurse navigator, I called her and she said, I'm sorry, but there's really no test for us to see if what you're doing at home is helping or not. She said, but she said, when are you getting your CT scan and your mammogram? And I said, oh, well, that's in like a couple of weeks. And she said, well, we should be able to see something that we'll know the measurements, the difference between the biopsy and your mammogram. Okay. So I said, okay. So what I did was I canceled my CT. So I said, I'm gonna at least give it 30 days, right? Okay. So that's why I did the whole 40-day thing. I pushed out, I canceled my appointments and rescheduled. They kept calling me to put the portacath in. I canceled that. Don't you know, it got so bad to where one of my appointments they canceled, they rescheduled for me. Called me and say, hey, Miss Gerald, we noticed that you canceled your portacath.
They're like, wait, this is necessary.
We rescheduled it for you on this day. I said, why would you do that without like consulting me and asking me if that date and time works for me? I said, I canceled it for a reason.
No, but they were like, ma'am, you might not be straight, but we need you to get in here and get this portacath thing going. Because that's all, you're training. So that's what they're thinking. They're thinking they're working in your best interest.
Right. So I was just like, but they got used to me. Once they got used to me after a while. I mean, they were looking at me like I was crazy, but I don't care. I mean, I'm gonna follow my intuition, and my thing was I'm moving in love, not fear, right? So,
that's good.
It was a ride. It was a ride in the beginning, but when I did go to get my CT scan, my mammogram, it showed that. So originally, the biopsy said it was about 5.4 centimeters. Okay. When I went to do the CT scan, I want to say it was about 3.7.
Yeah, because I remember you shared the paperwork and stuff with us, and it was a drastic difference in size. And so you think that was because of what you had done to prepare? Or what do you?
I believe so. I mean, what else could it be? What else could it be? My belief in God, my prayer, meditating, and when I say I literally at night when I go to sleep, I put on my frequency music, my healing music, and I meditate and I go to sleep that way.
That's why y'all, the Confidence Tones, ConfidenceTones.com. I know I'm going back to that particular episode sponsor, but those waves and different sounds are very helpful. So make sure you all reach out to that episode sponsor.
I didn't know. I didn't even know about that. I'll look. What is the name of that?
ConfidenceTones.com. Okay. And then her information, I'll put it in the private chat as well for you. But let her know that the Kim Jacobs Show sent you. But it's an amazing technology, and it goes through your headphones and stuff, and you can just carry it when you're walking, kickboxing, rollerblade and stuff. Right. That is absolutely unbelievable.
I got to get some new rollerblades. Mine broke, but
oh dang, yeah. Okay.
I know. But so I was just like, Now the doctors were saying, well, you can't really go by the biopsy and the mammogram. Although the nurse navigator told me this should give you help you figure out if what you're doing is working or not. So I'm just like, what's going on? It was so much confusion in the beginning and just frustration. And I said, well, I'm gonna, trust my intuition. I said, I think what I am doing is working, but let me see if I could find a doctor, like a holistic doctor, someone that can help me guide me on this, because, I had Ken too, but it's just like, your family's looking at you like, Des, what do you don't know nothing.
You know the doctor, they're like, you need to get compliant now. That's what people in the family was feeling. I know that because I feel like I'm in the family. I'm like, are you going to do what the doctor says? What day are you going to start complying with that theory?
So I ended up finding a holistic doctor. He has an alternative cancer treatment center in Florida. So I said, okay, at least I'll be under a doctor. I could still reach out to Ken and ask questions. I was just creating my support system, my holistic support system, and then I had my regular traditional medicine doctor.
Right, which is fair, fair.
Yeah.
So you were doing your own clinical trials and creating your own support system that you felt would benefit you at this phase of your own personal journey.
Right. Because I mean, when you go into the doctor, it's like, oh, you got stage 3 breast cancer. Okay, well, this is what we suggest. It's just cookie cutter. It's not based on it's not based on me individually.
No, sometimes it's not.
Right. It's not. It's not even sometimes. They just have, you got stage 3, this is the protocol. You got stage 2, this is the protocol. They don't look at what's going on with you, with your body, Well, and so
some people will. I don't know about cancer, because all I know is when I went to a urologist one time, the same thing you're saying happened with me. I was like, I don't even know you like that at all. Now you're saying I need what is it? Urodynamic, where you sticking all these tubes and different things. I almost passed out. I went through that one time, and I told every other specialist after that, until we get to know each other, whatever you think is the diagnosis, you can give me some stuff to help me with that theory, but we're not putting and poking and prodding and doing all of this drama until you at least know my first, middle, and last name. We are on a much better relationship.
Right. Yeah. So I just, that's why I went, I said, they had a 6-week program. And so I said, let me try it out. And so I did that. Turns out that it was helping, right? But it was so expensive, and insurance don't cover it.
Wow. Okay, because I know you were gone for a while in this center. And so ultimately, when you come back from the 6-week program that you signed up for in Florida, you decide to do chemo?
So I came back and I went to see my doctors, and I had a second opinion breast surgeon here as well. Right. And she goes from I found her after I came back from Florida, and her practice is based off a holistic standpoint. So I found her, I went to see her, and I said, okay, God, if she tells me to do chemo, I'll go ahead and do chemo. Because I mean, there's no way I could have stayed in Florida and keep paying what I was paying.
Right.
It was just, I couldn't do it.
Right.
So I went and I saw her, and she said, yeah, Des, at this stage, I would definitely do chemo. Right.
Interesting.
And so I was just like, all right, let me suck it
I
up.
guess I'll do it. I finally will just go ahead and
what made me make the decision. Now I was feeling like the lump in my breast. It's my right breast. The lump that was in my right breast, I was feeling like it was going down. Right.
Okay.
But when I came back, they were like, "Oh, you think it got worse?" I said, "There's absolutely no way it got worse. There's no way."
Right.
I know what it felt like in the beginning. I'm the one that found it, and I said, my breast has a lot of dense tissue on the sides and stuff like that. I said, that's dense tissue. That's not the lump. Measured it. So now they were using a measuring tape, right? When she measured it, and she was saying, "Oh, it's 10, trying to say it was like 10 centimeters. I was like, there's absolutely no way it's 10 centimeters. So
you were rebellious. You like, I'm not doing it. I don't care. That's not true. Okay.
So the breast surgeon my second opinion breast surgeon, when I went to her, she had ultrasound. So she would measure with the machine actually.
Right.
And so the reason why I went back to her, I was like, let me see what she's saying. Right. Because I know that it feels smaller since I got back from Florida.
Right.
But one thing that I did notice is I was starting to feel a lump under my arm. So that's what made me say, I wasn't feeling this before. They told me I had a lump under my arm. I never even felt it before, but I felt it one day. And I was like, oh my God.
So kind of verified that it's time to take things to a different level.
Yeah. So, but I went, saw her, she measured it. I didn't get the measurements back from that visit until I would say, I think the day that I started chemo.
Wow.
And so the
Okay.
day I started chemo, they were measuring. They're like, "Oh yeah, well, I'm glad you decided to move forward with the chemo, blah blah blah." And
Mhm.
I finally got the results from the second opinion breast science. You know what the results
Right.
said?
What?
2.7 centimeters.
Oh. So your suspicion was correct that it was small. It was shrinking as a result of what you consider your own healing journey,
Yeah,
going for 4 months on your own healing journey. And
yeah.
wow.
So I had sent that to the oncologist. I was like, "You're saying it's 10 centimeters. This ultrasound is saying it's 2.7." Um, for some reason, somebody else answered that. The oncologist didn't even answer. Somebody else actually responded in her email, which was strange to me. But they just weren't acknowledging that. They weren't acknowledging it. They was just like chemo, and that's what they're trained to do. That's what
Right.
they know.
And you believe, I'm sure, that they still had your best interest at heart, or you wouldn't
Right,
have let them give you
right,
chemo or anything. I'm assuming,
right,
right?
right.
I guess,
So
because I wouldn't let anybody do anything that I don't think they're having my best interest at heart at all, you know?
right, right.
So,
So
all
then
right. Well,
I had already started chemo, and so I was just like, I'll just go through it. But I said, if I get to a point where they're just like, there's nothing there, maybe I'll just stop doing the chemo. Because, like I said, they give you the blanket 5 months of chemo. You do this if you're at this stage, right? So I'm just like,
yeah.
well, I've been doing all this other stuff. I might not need all the chemo, right? So I just
Okay.
I got started. I was like, let me just go ahead and do this thing. Prayed
Well,
about
look,
it.
I'm sure that these people right here may have been a reason too to be able to help you kick it into just let's do what I need to do.
Yeah, my
Tell us
family.
about these folks.
That's my. So to the left is my almost 14-year-old, 14 right there, and then my brother, my mom. That's my oldest bending down. My grandson next to her. My niece KK. That's my middle on the right, Nene, and then my dad's in the back of her. My sister, me, and then my mom.
Yes. So I know they were like, you better go ahead now, Mom. We need you, Mimi.
As a matter of fact, my mom and my dad, like my family's so supportive, and they know who I am. So they were just like, "Girl, I'm with you. You can heal yourself. You don't
Oh yeah,
need."
they like, do you, Dad? That's what you know what you've kind of trained us all to support you the way you need to be supported. So that's what we all do. We're like, if that's what you think, we start just celebrating and cheering with you, like, yes, yes. It's like whether we necessarily agree with it or not, we just
Yeah.
go with we going with this. What did you say we're doing? Oh, we waiting for 4 months? Oh yeah, we waiting for 4 months. We're gonna see what we believe. We believe with you. We're supporting you.
And my dad, he had prostate cancer when he was in his 50s, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And he had the surgery. They didn't get it all, but he was like, I am not doing radiation and I am not doing chemo.
Wow.
And he was adamant about it. And he hasn't. And he's 83 now. So
wow. And this young lady was, I know, at every
that's my road. That's my road. I don't want to call her a dog because she's not a dog, but you know how people say that's my road dog. No, she's not a dog. That's my road queen right there.
That is your road queen. This woman has been
Love.
so supportive. Your sister has been so supportive in your journey.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Wow. Let's see. I see some more comments coming in, and I know we got started a few minutes later today, so I'm trying to make sure we do our full hour here of our episode. Let's see. Yeah, somebody said, praise God that you are still here. Evangelist Banks said that.
Thank you.
Lori KB says, I love you, Des.
My girl.
She said, I know someone going through this journey who I feel could use your words of wisdom and your joyous spirit. Yeah, how open are you to being able to mentor other women that may be going through this?
Very, very open. Very open.
I too had breast cancer and had my left breast removed. That's Mother Harper. I did not know that, Mother Harper.
Wow.
I only knew Mother Harper. She actually has a heart transplant of a young man that was 16 years old. And she has had his heart, Joshua, beating in her chest for over 20 years.
Wow.
And
Wow.
now to see this, I did not know that she also
Oh my
had
goodness.
breast cancer. Because you know why? She doesn't, she is just exudes joy.
Yeah.
Exactly what you're exuding.
That's part of the healing. Because you have to be careful what type of environment, internal environment you are setting.
Yes, love. We're gonna show this clip too of, oh, I don't know about that particular clip, but I have one on the last day when she rang the bell, and I'm gonna show that. You're on Irma Preach. Yeah. Okay. Woo! Okay. So now what phase are you in now?
Okay, so I had surgery, well, my first surgery 3 weeks ago, and it was a lumpectomy surgery. And the reason why we were trying to shrink the tumor first is because I did not want to get a mammectomy, where they
Right.
remove all your breasts. I did not want to get implants because I know having implants and stuff like that, and you're going through radiation, that just didn't sit well with me. And I know that implants can cause some issues later on down the line, right? So it was important for me to be able to get into a position where I could get a lumpectomy, and that's shrinking it as much as possible and then removing whatever is left. And so I did that, and the doctors was like, out of 100% of the cancer that you had about a little less than 10% left. So so they removed it. Like, I can't even tell. I can't even tell I even had surgery. I feel sore, still feel sore under my arm and stuff, but I can't tell. So they removed it, the first surgery, and they had to go back because the pathology test comes back and it's like there's still a little bit of left. She said she didn't go all the way to the edge of where it was because the tissue looked normal.
Right.
And so she was just like, oh, wow. She's like, she was really surprised that there was even cancer in there because the tissue looked normal. So I had to go back in, and she said it was just a little small section that they had to remove. And you see, put up that picture. And I said, the one.
Wait a minute. I knew you were going to say that when I went and downloaded all of these other pictures. Wait a minute. I'm gonna put that picture up.
So there's these metal markers that they put in your breast, right?
Mm-hmm.
And metal doesn't agree with me because I got an implant and I had a huge headache. I
wanted to put that picture up right quick because that is my picture of you. Wait a minute. I really got to put this picture up because the whole time you were battling and kicking this stuff in the head, you had your boxing gloves on and you were a warrior. I mean, seriously, you guys, just to give you a visual, this is what we got to see with Des from the beginning all the way through this journey to where she is today. These images right here really remind me. It was like she's a queen. And that reminded me of Wakanda Forever. If y'all are ever I want to fill a role, make sure you consider Desiree Gerald. Tell you that the show.
Hey, I did acting when I was younger. I used to act in. So
you could do that. You did that right there. That right there could be the cover of any Wakanda Forever. For sure. And here was another image that I found that I just love. I love.
That's my determination look right there.
You are, and this what look is this right here?
So that was when I went Buddy Kemp is a foundation, cancer foundation. They gave me the wig, so I was like, I'm not into wigs, but I said, let me throw this on and look cute and take a picture and tell them thank you and everything. So that was that day that I got
that wig right there will work any day because you can rock that and be like, all heads turn. You're like, wait, what, girl? You all right, y'all. So those pictures I had to put up because they kind of embody Des and her journey. And now let me put these other two that you were sharing.
So there's these metal markers that they put in your breast when they do the biopsy, right? And I just knew I wanted them out, right? Here's a metal marker right here. Now, going through this whole surgery thing, I said, please make sure you remove those markers. I don't want any metal in my body. And she said, well, we normally put back 4 markers around the perimeter of where the cancer was. And I was like, really? Why is that? And she said, well, that helps us, like when you're doing your MRIs and stuff like that, that helps us like if the cancer comes back, that helps us see that it came back in the same place. And I'm like, okay. I said, aren't you going to see it if it comes back anyway? Why do you have to see if it comes back in the same place?
Right.
So to me, my whole journey is you see this portacath danger thing? Like that was another reason why I was scared to even do the portacath and the chemo. Because you get all these things that's dangerous. And it's like, I'm making a decision to do this to my body. But that marker, when I saw that a week after I made my decision of telling them not to put no markers back in my breast, I was just like, thank you, God. That was confirmation that I should not have done that.
Wow.
Because now there's lawsuits saying if you've had these markers placed in your breast, you know. But the reason why I didn't want to do it is because I feel like my body does not, it just doesn't agree with that metal. Because I have a metal pin in my toe and I got neuropathy from that. And then I had these really, really bad migraine headaches when I got the implant in my mouth. And plus, it just didn't sit well with me knowing that I have this metal and I'm going through radiation with this metal. Like, what is that doing to my cells? What is that doing to my body? It just didn't sit right with me to have the metal in there. So I was just like, no, don't put it back. Because if it's to help you and it's not to help me, I don't want it in there. Yeah. If it's to help you determine whether or not, if the cancer comes back and it's in the same place, that doesn't make any sense for me. That doesn't make any sense for me to put metal in my body. That's not a natural element in my body to help you figure out if that's where the same place I had the cancer before.
Wow.
That's not good logic to me.
Well, you know what? You've used great logic, it sounds, and to the point where you were able to have something significant happen, which is right here.
And they also said that, well, if you do decide to do radiation, we could target that area. But then I'm like, but didn't you just say that you was going to target my whole breast, this cavity, and under my arm anyway? So what do you need to target if you're targeting the whole area? So that's why I didn't get the metal, because it didn't make any sense.
Wow. Okay. Well, you know what? We're going to look at what did happen. And this young lady went into remission where she was able to kick breast cancer in the head. And here's the clip we have of it.
Guys, today is my last day. And I can't tell you how excited I am. I'm about to go in here, knock it out one more time, stick my feet and hands in the ice one more time. And then I'm gonna kick the bell. I might be the first person to kick that bell. I'm not just ringing it. I'm gonna ring it too, but I'm gonna kick that bell.
Last day. We came to the funeral today, but we are rejoicing at a funeral.
You better stay at the funeral.
Yeah, cancer. Today, cancer dies.
Okay. Ain't my funeral. I got my walk on.
I see. Okay, Mr. Jefferson.
Mr. Jefferson.
Thank you very much. I know it's probably not, an easy job on some days, but you make it easy. Thank you. Thank you. May you all be blessed. Thank you, guys.
What was that like, Des, kicking the bell?
I was like, yes, it's over. I was so excited. Words. Now, I will say though, chemo, God really got me. I'm like, he carried me because I was waking up the next day. I was still going to work out, lift weights. I didn't feel like very minimal side effects from chemo. Very minimal. Very minimal. I had these dark spots on my fingers. My hair started to shed. I lost about 25% of my hair, I'd say. My hemoglobin, my levels had gotten down really, really low, which I had a feeling I would have to get a blood transfusion again, which ended up happening in December. But other than that, oh yeah, and I had the numbing and tingling sensations, and it comes and goes now. So I've been doing acupuncture. I've been doing my infrared sauna, cryotherapy, all the natural stuff to help with that.
Wow. Wow. All right. Well, I didn't show all of our episode sponsor commercials today, but I do want to take a moment to acknowledge them. Silver Shield Security. There's no contract needed, but they have state-of-the-art equipment. So make sure that you check out Silver Shield security.com. Getinsured.solutions. When you're dealing with end of life things and you want to be able to take care of expenses with your family's needs, but also be able to have funds to be able to operate as a family beyond that person being on this earth, make sure you check out Getinsured.solutions. Ivan Jacobs is my son, and he's one of our episode sponsors as well. I'm not going to be playing the commercial right now, but I will let you know that he kicks cystic fibrosis in the head, and he has lost, this is him,
Major
about 300 pounds or so, and he
Love
has
it.
gone on a
Yeah.
self-healing journey himself. Yeah, he's lost over 100 pounds and has kept it off. And I want to make sure that you know that he is now taking clients. He's a student at UNC Charlotte. He's a certified personal trainer with National Association of Sports Medicine. So definitely give him a call, majorpt.com. All right, so those are our episode sponsors for today. What are your closing comments, and what do you want people to know, Des, that are battling this disease, and family members that are supporting those that are battling breast cancer or any kind of cancer or any kind of illness? What words of encouragement do you want to share?
I would just have to say, I just don't. I don't know where I would be without my belief in God. So if you don't even believe in God, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. But it really, your mindset. You just have to know, like you know, that you're going to get through it.
Right.
And that you can heal yourself. Look at some of the things that you're doing. And this is for people that's experiencing cancer. Or if you have someone that you know, do the research. You're worth it. Yes. Make that investment in yourself and do the research to say, how can I help myself through this? There's tons of research out there. I don't eat the same. I don't do the same things I used to do anymore. Yes. I don't even drink wine anymore. I used to drink wine every once in a while. I don't drink wine anymore. I don't know. I might add it back later. Because no.
Whatever it takes for you to be able to get healed.
If it's organic. No, but I have not drank any alcohol. I didn't do dairy for a long time. I eat it every once in a while. But I make sure it's like organic, grass-fed. Like the way that you eat is very important. It's so important. One of the things I went back to the Bible, I said, let me see how God really wants us to eat. Because that's one of the things I did in the beginning on my holistic journey. And in Genesis, it says fruits are for our meat. So we should be eating a lot of fruit.
Lots.
Because it cleanses your cells and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So I eat a lot of fruit. I eat a lot of fruit in the morning, or juice, smoothies. I would say I probably eat 50% raw. And then everything else that I eat is cooked, but it's things like, sweet potatoes, where it's more nutrient dense if it's cooked.
You and Ivan would get along real good with his philosophies.
Working out is so important. Even if you can't work out, get out and walk. I don't care if you have to do a turtle's pace. Get out and walk.
That's good. Good, Des.
This, like I said, there's tons of research, and I am going to share a lot of the stuff that I learned on my YouTube channel. It's just so much. There's so much to kind of talk about. Things
it is
that you do to kind of help heal your body.
Well, you all definitely can check out, and I'm going to put an image up here so you'll know. It's Healing Home. Des Gerald. She's uploading videos. This is the image. Healing Home and Nation. Add Nation when you're doing the link. But it's Healing Home by Des Gerald. Videos are coming soon. Go ahead and subscribe. Turn that notification bell to all so that you can receive an alert when she does start going live. And it is truly going to be an inspirational YouTube channel. And I'm honored that you took the time to be here today. Very grateful.
I'm honored to be here.
Thank you. And Des is one of our Freestyle Friday experts, anywho. So she can come on any Friday that she wants and share. It could be healing home tips, healing home nation.
Well, I definitely am incorporating my real estate because, I love real estate. I love interior design and all that stuff, right? But I am going to get my green certification. And that's just using better products that you use in your house. That's good for the environment and good for for you, period. Like living in your household.
That's gonna be good. Okay, so I wanted to make sure that I share with you all tomorrow. We have, it's tomorrow. Tomorrow we have also a graduation, and it's going to be from how to start your own show from scratch. Cynthia Lennox will be here on the Kim Jacobs Show. So if you are thinking about kicking off a new show, you definitely want to tune in and hear her heartwarming story about what has inspired her to start her new show, the Cynthia Lennox Show, that's going to be kicking off June 1st. So be in the virtual studio audience tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's truly going to be a great episode, trust me. And you can always learn more at kimjacobsconsulting.com if you'd like to be able to start your own show from scratch. I'm trying to think. There's also, I have all kinds of wonderful guests coming on this week. So I'll show you right quick. If I can, pop them in the portal. Let's see, Des, hold on a minute. Yeah, right here on Wednesday coming up, we have a U.S. Navy veteran. He's going to be talking about veteran mental health trauma right here on the Kim Jacobs Show at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get all of the veterans that you know to be in the virtual studio audience. These people are balancing their lives, and they're coming on to help you have better balance in your life. So please make sure that you tune in for that. Then on Thursday, Thursday, May 25th, we have, in honor of Cystic Fibrosis Awareness Month, 2 CF moms are going to be talking. One is Rebecca Lewis, and Kim, me, I'm the other one that's going to be talking about having children that battle cystic fibrosis. And on Friday this week, we're going to be talking with Akia Canada, and that's a replay episode. You can learn about why she feels she cannot lose no matter what. Wait till you hear her riveting story. All right, that's this week's lineup. Thank you so much, Cassandra, for helping me get all of that together, and Mackenzie, praying for you and your family. I know that she had death in her family with her aunt passing away, and she's always so helpful in the backstage, but was unable to be here over the last few days. So we are praying for you and your family, Mackenzie. All right, Des.
Yeah.
What a great episode.
Great episode. I another thing that I would like to say is we do live in a world that is toxic, right? And it would behoove us to really surround ourselves with people that truly love us, that love on us, and we have to learn to really truly love ourselves. Because love is what will make us heal.
Yes, it will.
God is love, right?
God is love, yes.
Yeah, and love will heal us.
Well, that is our episode for today, everyone. Please make sure you tune back in tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And thank you for being a part of this very special episode today. I truly appreciate it. And I'm grateful. My mom's grateful. Our children, our family, everyone in our family unit is grateful to have you as a part of our family. We love you. We celebrate you. And we are here to support you any way you need us to on your healing journey. Yes.
And I am very grateful. I'm grateful for all of you guys, all the love and support from my friends and family. I wake up grateful. I wake up with a spirit of gratitude every day. Joy, love, and excitement.
So when we say we love each other, we mean it. I love you. I love you. It's not just like I love you, blah, 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 blah. No, I love you. I love you. And I love too. Love is your sister love. I love all of y'all.
She's love. I'm desire.
Y'all done turned the names into
growing up.
Y'all some grown folk.
My name means desire. Hers means love. So.
Okay, awesome. Thanks for everything. Maria said love says love with a black heart. Have a wonderful, blessed day, ladies. All kind of comments coming in. Thank you all so much for all the love and support and participation in the virtual studio audience. Stay connected with Des.
Watching, everyone.
How can people stay connected with you? Tell them again.
So I guess if you Google Des Gerald, all my stuff will pop up, right? And then also at Healing Home Nation is the link for TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. Now, guys, I don't have any YouTube videos up yet, but
Don't worry about that.
I'm doing it.
Turn the notification bell to all.
Just turn them on. So when I start uploading them, you'll get them. But I am going to go back all the way to the beginning of my journey, and you guys will see everything.
All right. And you all please also donate to the Kim Jacobs Show. Any amount that you contribute to our program helps with bringing guests like this on. We deal with our production, the lighting, the subscriptions, all of the things that we have to pay for to make sure that the flyers and the banners and staff are in place. This is not something that just happens just to be happening. It's every single weekday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So any way that you donate to the Kim Jacobs Show is very helpful to our overall production. And no amount is too small. And no amount is too large either. Let's be clear. Any amount is greatly appreciated.
I know that's right.
Let's not just put the word small in there.
There's no maximum.
No maximum. The sky's the limit. Take the doors off. Anyway, it's Kim Jacobs Inc. is the $ Kim Jacobs Inc. for Cash App. PayPal.me/Kim Jacobs Inc. and Venmo at the Kim Jacobs Show as well. Okay, I have to go because I have to take a call from a doctor's office, but I love you guys and I will see you soon.
Guys. Be inspired and act on your inspiration.
Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show and for being in the virtual studio audience. Your presence truly does make a difference, and I look forward to you bringing your friends and family to join you in the virtual studio audience Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I look forward to seeing you and make it a great day.